Hey fellow Revengers out there, today we're doing something special for a client. We are hand delivering a transmission, a billet transfer case, and a rear end for his 3000 GT VR4. It's not something we always do, but occasionally we do meet with customers, and today I'll show you why it makes a lot of sense. You can see here, there's an engine here. Yeah, Revenge does not build engines. Ray Pampina and Merkle Race Engines is a shop for that. But this client bought a JDM engine and a JDM transmission attached together, and he wanted to mail this to us all in one piece to save on freight, and we said that was great. We took the transmission off. We did a full performance rebuild on this 5-speed 3000 GT VR4 transmission. This unit has a 300M output shaft for launching safety, and it has upgraded synchronizers and bearings, seals, all the good specifications set to Revenge specs. And we also have a billet transfer case in the truck for him, and we have a completely overhauled rear differential as well. So he's getting the entire drivetrain. So we thought this was a great opportunity to deliver all these items to him, and he also has some spare VR4s. I don't know if you've seen the hints we've done, but we have a front wheel drive SL here for Brent over here, and Brent wants to convert that beast to all-wheel drive. Everybody knows, you put big turbos on front wheel drive, it's going to spin. And so hiding over here, kind of alongside our little shop here, is Brent's 3000 GT over there in the weeds next to our Race Week trailer. And so to do that, you need a number of parts in the VR4 units, not just the rear differential or even the subframe. You need some pocket pieces that go up into the sheet metal to hold the front studs in. And so what you want to do, if you're going to do that, is find a wrecked VR4 that really can't be saved, or one that can't be titled, and take the parts off of that. So part of our delivery agreement with Floyd is we're going to be getting some of those parts off his VR4, and Brent's going to have what he needs. So we're going to try to give you a few updates as we go along, but today's a beautiful day, and we're just hoping to get down to Alabama today before it gets too late. It's already about 1:30, a little bit later than we wanted to, but it takes a little time to get these engines and things together, and we had to get enough tools together that we could get everything out of his car. We're going to try a few new things while we're there, including an Eastwood plasma cutter and some other tools like that to get that piece out easily and cut those pieces out. And it'll give us some more experience doing that all-wheel drive conversion. We're certainly not the first ones to do that, but it will be a first for us. And so we want to be able to do that for clients that are interested in doing that, particularly as the VR4 chassis and the twin-turbo stealth chassis get more and more rare. It's getting harder to find a good one to build from. And it's getting more economically sensible to do the conversion. So stay tuned. We're going to try to post some stuff up as we go. Please subscribe to Revenge Performance on YouTube. If you like cars in general, and particularly if you like 3000 GT or Stealth, we're going to have a lot of unique content for that. Let us know, though, if we can get Revenge on any of your rides, because we have 400,000 parts on our website now. We have a make, model, year search. You can find exactly what you need. So Brent has a F250 here. Tell me a little bit about this truck, Brent.
It's a 2015 F250 with the 6.7 power stroke in it.
Great engine.
Bought the truck mainly to haul a camper. I've traveled 28 states, I think, so far, taking the kids all around. We do a lot of traveling. We were doing work for a guy who worked for Titan fuel tanks, and I had the opportunity to take my truck in. They were using it for an R&D development so that they could do some videos, show a new product that they got. And if you look underneath, they replaced my fuel tank with a 60-gallon fuel tank. So to give you perspective, the stock tank that comes on this is 26 gallons. So it's not only just double the size in fuel, but it's really beneficial on long trips because you can kind of pick and choose where you can find fuel that's affordable. I've taken it out a few times. I wanted to do a video, didn't really have a chance. But one of the things to keep in mind, one of the reasons to get this, if you have a diesel truck of any type and you do a lot of traveling, just the distance on that. When I haul my camper, I get about 10 miles a gallon, and I always try to save about 5 gallons in the tank. So I was looking at about 200 miles maybe on a trip, saving that 5 gallons left in the tank to make sure I had plenty of fuel. But
well,
now,
and it's not like getting gas in your compact car or something.
Yeah, well, the big thing with hauling a camper too is you're trying to find a truck stop somewhere a lot of times because you can't just pull it in anywhere. And so it's a big inconvenience, and if you have to stop at a truck stop and you do that, and you could burn half an hour, just stopping.
And your kids probably don't like that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So now instead of having 20 gallons of fuel, now I have 55 gallons of fuel if I want to run it down to that 5 gallons left. So you're talking a difference between 200 miles on a fuel up versus 550 miles on a fuel up.
Well, and
it's a massive difference.
Unloaded, you can go almost 900 miles, can't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When they reset it, I went from, I think a tank was like, I'll have a picture that I'll share. It was like 300 something miles because it was a full tank of fuel. And when we reset it for this fuel size, it was like almost 900 miles, I think it was.
So they have the technology to set the trip computer to know how many miles you have in this tank.
Yeah, and yeah, they have the technology to do that. If you're running different types of, if you're running kind of tuners or aftermarket things like that, a lot of those will have the availability for you to adjust your fuel tank size.
Okay.
And can make it super simple as well. So big thanks to Titan Fuel Tanks. You know, we're a dealer for them. So definitely if you take a truck and you're hauling stuff or taking your family and you're making trips, it's well worth the investment to get that.
The cool thing about those guys is they actually are going to be running one of our coil on plug kits on one of their cars. I believe it is a 67.2 swapped into a Starion, or what was it?
I believe it was a Datsun.
Datsun. So that's a little bit different. So we were really glad to help them out. They helped Brent out tremendously. And, you know, we tow the car with it, Brent's truck too, so that's helping the whole company. And so just check out Titan Fuel Tanks. You know, whether you get that from Revenge Performance or just go straight to their website, it's all good with us. Hey Revengers, it's Chris from Revenge Performance. It's a little bit early down here in Alabama, so if my energy level's a little bit low, I just haven't had my coffee yet. We're going to show you guys what we're working on today. I think we mentioned in our previous video that we were going to be doing a all-wheel drive conversion on Brent's black 3000 GT. Well, I pointed out that I don't like doing that to cars that can be saved, the donor cars, but I don't think we need to worry about that in this case. We don't know the entire history of this car. I really don't want to shoot this gentleman's property or anything like that, but he has a few of these. And as you can see here, the front is, you know, been blowtorched off at some point. I suspect a very bad wreck occurred, so, you know, prayers to any people that were involved in this situation here. But we are going to let parts of this car live on. This is the VR4. I think we're going to try to negotiate for this spoiler. And the main thing is we're taking the rear subframe out of this car, and we're going to be cutting the subframe mounts out of this car. And so that's why we really want to use a car in rough shape. This car could never be rebuilt. I mean, maybe the guys on Graveyard Cars could put it back together, but this is not Dodge Daytona from the 70s with a Hemi in it that needs that kind of restoration. This makes no sense to fix this car. And so by cutting the body parts out of this car to include the chassis mounts, I don't feel bad at all. We're going to improve a car for Brent. We're going to make it all-wheel drive like they should have been from the factory. And, you know, we're helping this client out by delivering some parts to them. That's when you know you're having fun. You want to push?